So we have our first guest, and that's Mr. Merere Gonzales, Secondary School Football League, and of course we're talking safeguarding. Good morning and welcome, sir. No, we're not hearing you.
Very good morning to Rise and Shine, and thank you very much, Brother B and Jumaane, for having me on your very beautiful and esteemed program.
Yeah.
Yes, good morning.
All right, let's get into it. This season is on Intercall. We used to call it that. It's Secondary School Football League. Just tell us where we are, the games, and how we're going, and how we're looking. An update.
Well, the Secondary School Football League, I must commend first and foremost Almighty God for granting us the opportunity to experience yet another really highly anticipated and very competitive, entertaining 2025 season. Commendation to the various schools involved, which is over 100 plus schools involved with 9,000 players, spanning between the divisions of the 13 and under boys and girls straight up to the boys premiership division. Most of the divisions have already started in the various zones, of which we have 5 zones: Tobago, South, Central, East, and North. And the one that is most populated is particularly the boys under 14 and boys under 16. But we are mindful of the fact that with the girls under 15, as well as the senior division and championship division 2, that we have an upcoming CONCACAF Girls Under 17 to be held in the month of January 2026. So this tournament or this competition by itself provides another platform for these girls to prepare themselves with their respective technical staff members to the best of their ability to showcase their talent at that level. And again, one of the more important objectives of the league is to create this opportunity for any student athlete within the school that wishes to play the game of football, that the opportunity is there for them, and for those who maybe wish to pursue scholarships, or even as in the case of Dwight York and persons like Russell Latapi, etc., to go directly into pursuing football contracts. So that's where we are now. We are very thankful for the sponsors. As limited as we are very thankful because it's very, very challenging at this point in time. Recommendation to Digicel, to Shell, First Citizen, and Coca-Cola, along with Axiom. We must recognize also that the First Citizen will be chiefly responsible for the boys Big Five competition. So that's going to be called the SSFL Boys, the SSFL First Citizen Boys Championship Division for this 2025 season. We have the grand privilege and honor of having several of our games being broadcasted live or possibly recorded with delayed telecasts. So in Tobago, with Tobago Sports Live with Kerry Porter, doing a great job there. And in Trinidad, we have the Tiger Tang Sports Media. And we expect to have about 2 or 3 other media houses that will be covering especially the lower divisions. It could very well be Ian Wason, Visual Entertainment, as well as the GN Production, led by Gordon Pierre and Mr. Corey Joseph. And there's one specifically that will be pioneering and monitoring and promoting the girls' competition in particular. That's the Haven Sports Media, led by a former national referee in the person of Annalisa Jack. So it looks quite encouraging, very uplifting, and we are off in a bang, and we just trust, pray, and hope an accident-free and incident-free season.
All right, then, and thanks for that update there. Of course, the Premiership Division obviously would dominate the coverage in terms of the popularity of that particular tier. And I understand, is it Naparima College at the helm of the table at the moment, with presentation, the Queen George College, St. Mary's, and just a few others making up that big six. They just give us clarity in terms of the premiership and the standings.
Good. So, and just before I just deal directly with that one of the challenges we're having at the premiership level in particular, and it's logistical and otherwise, which is the continuous postponement of games for valid reasons. One of them being the movement inter-island traveling movement between schools from Tobago, Signal Hill, and Scarborough to Trinidad, and vice versa, Trinidad to Tobago. But we are working on it, and we are trusting that it will not in any way impact on the start and the timing for the Intercol, Coca-Cola Intercol. Having said that, we have the resurgence of the Naparima College, and it's no secret that back in the hem, leading is former national player, the player with the most capped, or the most capped player in Trinidad and Tobago, and also was head coach of the national senior men's team for several years, and that's in the person of Angus Eve. So they're now leading the standings quite impressively, but not too far away, because other schools within the south, north, east, central, and even Tobago, I am sure will continue to give the leaders Naparima College not an easy chance or an opportunity to get this league title for 2025. But they are leading at this point in time, Naparima College, in the boys Premiership Division.
Okay, and Mr. Gonzalez, in terms of the safeguarding policy, so understand the safeguarding policy, it's making its rounds, because I went to a few games. You're literally hearing even members of the at the sidelines, they are speaking about or pointing out different things that are probably not in alignment with the safeguarding policy. Can you just give us, just briefly, an overview in terms of the updated safeguarding policy for our young sportsmen and women?
Very well. So the mantra of the safeguarding under the FIFA, the world governing body for football, is that safeguarding is everyone's responsibility. And that's how serious it is, especially when you're engaging and interacting with the youths of the nation, in this case, Trinidad and Tobago, the minors, and in particularly also the vulnerable ones. But let's zero in more specifically on the school. We have discovered, which is a bit surprising, because all schools were so informed on numerous occasions that they ought to have everyone on the technical staff having done the safeguarding workshop level 1 license course. With that being said, and with the rollout program that we have now, with several safeguarding officers moving through the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago, they are discovering that some of the personnel, coaches, trainers, physios, even the referees, some of them are compliant and they have done the workshop and they are licensed, but there are some others who are not. We are taking note of it, accumulating that information, and the expectation is to address it in the context of ensuring that these persons do adhere to that regulation of ensuring that they are also safeguarding licensed personnel. That is one of the more important requirements to be part of the technical staff of their respective school teams.
Okay, and in terms of background checks, I mean, if we're talking safeguarding, we will look at abuse, harassment, and making sure that the student athletes are protected across in all different spheres of protection. But in terms of background checks of the coaches and so on, is that part of the policy at the moment?
I lost a part there in the question, the last part. Could you repeat, please?
Yes, background checks of coaches and I guess, well, clear reporting channels for the student athletes. Is that part of the safeguarding policy at the moment?
Oh, yes, definitely. Anyone, well, the safeguarding is open for everyone, who are interested to get into safeguarding as a license level 1 participant interacting with the youths. However, you are not given the safeguarding license automatically because you have done the 3-hour physical face-to-face workshop. Each person, when they having completed the safeguarding booklet, they are vetted, which means checks and balances or research is done, investigation, I must say, on each individual. And if there is, for example, any questionable issue on any individual, then that is dealt with before the provision of the license given. So yes, there are checks and balances in place for the coaches and all other adults that interact with the student athletes. We do have, however, another challenge that we have to address, which is sometimes in the lower division in particular, when the safeguarding licensed individual from the school may be unable, for one reason or the other, to accompany those students, athlete at games. Sometimes another teacher or an authorized person by the principal is granted permission, and that person may not be one who has done safeguarding. So that is something that we have to address meticulously and urgently. As far as the student athletes are concerned, one of the examples is that in the Premiership Division and Championship Division in particular, for example, in those two divisions, you must have at least a stretcher, all right, with your medical personnel. We do have that in our rules and our regulations, but among other areas, and schools that may break those rules or regulations for the first time may be reprimanded. And if it is done the second time, we have systematic structured fines. Not that we wish to penalize, but it is there in the event that if any school breaches it. We have emergency vehicles identified, again at the championship and the premiership division, in the event of any incident that may occur that warrants the use of an emergency vehicle, the name of the driver, the number of the vehicle, as a important element to support the SSFL during its competitive mode, period.
All right, so Mr. Gonzales, we're going to make this very, well, in closing, what would you want to say to the rest of the public concerning safeguarding and, of course, the football league among students?
Certainly, secondary school football leagues is in a prime position where we are held with that chief and very major responsibility of engaging the most amount of youths at any given period during the calendar, during the year, in the sporting discipline of football. And we are proud of that. I mean, 61 years since 1964 we have started. And we are really proud of the fact that we have been able to continue to do that. Certainly, it's a learning curve for all of us. There is always room for improvement. But as we continue to embark on it, even in incorporating the safeguarding, to remind everyone, every single individual, especially the adults, that safeguarding is the responsibility of all of us. And we must at all given time ensure that the environment that is created for our young ones, our minors, our youths, our student athletes, and even the vulnerable adults is a safe environment for them to be able to participate in the sport and be protected from any harm, hurt, or danger or injury that may come their way. And to also, more specifically in the SSFL, to remind every school that is participating and even the parents and the relatives and family members and supporters and fans of SSFL. Winning is important, but winning is not all. So we don't try to win at all costs. It's about character development, ensuring that these student athletes at the very end of the SSFL season, this being an integral part of their development, we utilize it in a way that it will put them in good stead to further enhance and improve their character so they become the best citizen of Trinidad and Tobago and a very important, valuable, meaningful human being on this face of the earth. Using football to do that is another way of doing it, and we remind everyone about the importance of adhering to all that is important with the holistic development of everyone, but more importantly, our student athletes.
All right, we want to thank you very much for being with us this morning. All the best to you. Always a pleasure. Thank you, sir. All right.